Hey, Steve.
Hey, what's up, Sean?
Oh, how you doing, man?
Oh, good. You know, just hanging out in your car like usual.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everyone always does. Mm-hmm. So, you saw a movie, right?
Yeah, I sure did. I'm assuming you saw a movie too, since you're
yes, I did.
at the fucking movie theater right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The movie I saw, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, Steven.
I want to eat your pancreas. What?
I want to eat your pancreas.
I mean, that would require, like, surgeries and...
I want to eat your pancreas, Steven.
No.
I want to eat your goddamn
pancreas! Can't eat my pancreas, Sean.
Okay, so that's the title of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's an anime movie. I heard it was really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was originally a manga in, like, 2014 or something like that, and I read manga. I've never read it myself, but...
No, I was not familiar with this movie really at all. I just heard that it's really fucking sad.
It's just gut-wrenching
and Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was...
I never cry at movies, but man, like, during that last third,
the third act itself.
The third act, it's just like, no shit! Like, I was like this.
Yeah, without giving anything away, like...
Oh, my God, like...
Gut-wrenching.
I fucking A, like, the whole third act is like Marley and Me times 10, like the very ending of... I like...
Pretty much.
It's like Toy Story 3 times 100. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, does it just hit you and it just does not fucking stop. I'm like, no! Oh my, no, it's too soon. No.
Yeah, it was,
holy shit. It was so goddamn
really
sad
good.
towards the
end.
end.
Really good, though.
It's a very, very, very good movie, though. Like, I wanted to see this because I want to re-experience something like I did when I saw Your Name for the first time. Like, Your Name caught me off guard. Your Name's a lot more uplifting than this movie, but when I first saw Your Name, I came out of that movie like, wow, that was so touching. Like, there is like a gut punch in Your Name, but like it's not to the extent of this one, though.
Yeah.
But this one, it's so satisfying and so like happy. I guess we should go cover the plot. I mean, basically what happens, there's this girl who meets this guy, you know, things start like that. They're complete,
that's how every movie starts, right? Every anime movie.
She has a condition, and she's only has like a limited time to live. She's dying of pancreatic cancer, basically.
Yeah, well, it doesn't say cancer. It's like pancreas disease or whatever.
Pancreas disease or whatever. That's what I can assume.
What, you know, it's something to do with your pancreas.
Yes, and then there's this other guy. We'll just call him Guy because me as
his name in the movie is Me for like 99% of it. Like,
yeah, and then he has the name.
The name means something, but
we won't get into that. And then like even the title has some significance to it, but you know, I won't get into that. You have to see the movie. Yeah. But yeah, so basically they are complete polar opposites. She is like the most optimistic, happy, funny person like I've seen in a long time. Like, she was cracking me up, and he is such a fucking downer.
He's basically a loner, and she's like super outgoing and stuff like that. Like, he thinks he's like super boring to others, and
he doesn't want any connections with anybody. He like has issues with them, and then like her like overly optimistic self like kind of leeches onto him, and like over the course of the film he definitely opens up a bit more. But he is a fucking downer, and some of the shit he says is so funny.
So
like
funny.
He gives it to her like nobody's business. Like, he is like so depressing, but like she's so like outgoing and optimistic, and it's so funny just to see this like contrast, because they are so different in terms of personalities. But they do ultimately have to find out that they like really mean something to each other, and the way it's handled in the movie is so great.
So good.
So good.
So good.
The relationship between these two leads, and then like the main girl who's like has the disease, her friends are around there, you know, they're trying to connect with her, and then they're really angry at this one guy who's just like, why are you hanging out with this guy? What are you really seeing him? And you find out over the course of the film, and then we get to this third act, and it's like, oh Jesus Christ, this third act just hits you with a hammer or like a shovel like right across the face, and it's just like, yeah, that's right, you son of a bitch, this is our ending. And I'm like, oh God almighty, oh no, it was just we were robbed. Holy shit, man. Like, just some really funny bits between the two of them.
I mean, like, their chemistry like
is like next level stuff. like, because of their contrasting differences. Like, she'll do things just like, so, you think I'm so-and-so. Like, they play games like Truth or Dare. Like, his truths, like, are always super depressing, and then it's almost like she's trying to, like, convince him to do, like, things, like, with the Truth or Dare game. And then he's just like, so who do you think's the prettiest? Like,
this girl who's good at math.
This girl's good. His deadpan delivery is what makes it too. Granted, we saw the English dub version, but
yeah, unfortunately. But in terms of English dub English voice actors, I thought they did a pretty good job.
No, the English voice actors I thought were great. Like they really delivered. I don't have an issue with English dubs. I know you seem to.
I watch anime in Japanese with subtitles. That's just how I've done it. You know, and it's
like I watch mostly dub though, but I watch sub stuff too. Like I can watch sub just fine, but I'm like, if the option is available with English, and like there's usually pretty good voice actors they get for these movies because they're not going to try and get someone terrible.
Yeah,
I'd rather just watch it dubbed because then I don't have to read my way through the entire thing. Because I feel like with the way people like do the complexions in their voice for the jokes and that, it sells it more. Yeah. But like, you know, for a lot of foreign films, like live action, I'd prefer, you know, subbed as opposed to dubbed. Although dubbed can be entertaining. Like I watch a lot of old Japanese like monster movies and stuff. And like some of the Godzilla films, they have really funny dubbing where it's just like, take that, you dinosaur. Like just shit like that just cracks me up. Like so like I've dubbed when it comes to animation is different for me than live action, obviously. Like I'd rather just watch it, you know, with subtitles in live action. But yeah, this movie, oh my god. We'll get into spoilers just for 1 second, but we'll say, I guess, final thoughts. It's really, really good. Went into this thing blind, which I'm so happy I did. And I was actually getting mad, too, because, like, it was a Fathom event, and they were telling us stuff about the movie, and I'm like, I wanted to go to this thing blind. I'm like, la, 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 like Dumb and
so
Dumber.
Before the actual movie started, you know, they kind of showed, like, the two main voice actors, and like the director, they were kind of doing like an interview style type thing, and they're just talking about like their experiences with the movie and what they thought of it. And I think they also had the Japanese voice actors.
Oh yeah, they had them too.
And you know they had like subtitles for that and stuff like that. But I thought it was really.
But they were getting choked up even talking about it. I'm like, I wasn't prepared for what happened. So we're gonna talk a little bit about some spoiler stuff, but just so you all are aware. Really, really great movie. Go check it out before you watch the rest of this because it's going to physically crush you. Like, I was going into this thing hearing things that's really sad. And I'm really someone who's cynical who doesn't really get this way about movies, like, ever. Like, even the scenes where they're trying to be, like, sad and emotional, like, oh, yeah, true. Even, like, at the ending of Logan, like, I wasn't getting really choked up. But I'm like, and I've followed Hugh Jackman as Wolverine for years. But this thing, holy shit. Oh, my God. Does it get sad? Does it just crush me, like, physically? So I was initially the ending, like at first it ends kind of abrupt, but then there is kind of a post-credits portion which makes up for it. So
stay after the credits.
Yes, you have to stay after the credits because the abruptness of the initial like ending was I hated it, like how it ended, but then like, you know, the after credits thing like made up for that for me.
No, but I knew they weren't going to end it like that.
I'm like that's way too abrupt to end it. So stay after the credits, watch this movie. It's great. You know, it's awesome.
I'd say I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'd go to.
It's pretty solid.
Because Kimi no Na wa / Your Name is a 10 out of 10. I think because this movie just crushed me a bit too much for my liking. So, yep. But anyways, we're getting into spoilers now at the very 9-minute mark. So
it's really tough to review this without spoiling anything.
Absolutely. So spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, spoiler section. Now, initially, we were going to put this all in one video, but I had to, you know, delete some stuff on my phone.
iPhone storage full.
iPhone storage full. Fuck you. But anyways, so we're in the spoiler section.
So don't watch this if you don't want it spoiled.
So this is the spoiler section if you don't want to be spoiled. And good God Almighty, Steve. So here's the emotional gut-punching part. So I can't remember what we were explaining. But anyway, so the spoiler section is we have this guy, he likes this girl. At the beginning of the movie, you find out that she dies. Like, it's given away right at the beginning of the film. So we know eventually she's going to die. And we're led to believe it's going to be from this disease. Because, like, the first text, at the beginning of the movie, he sends her text, like, I want to eat your pancreas.
Yeah, the first part's like a monologue, being like, the last text I sent her was, I want to eat your pancreas. And I guess we should give the backstory. They met at like a hospital. I think he was getting stitches out.
Mm-hmm.
He saw this book on a chair called Living with
Dying or something like that.
Yeah. And the girl Sakura sees that he's reading it, and then she just kind of starts hanging out with him, stuff like that. They go to the same high school together. But anyways, so yeah, the last text he sent her was, "I want to eat your pancreas."
Because significantly
backstory.
Yes, because like what it means is, in essence, like, if I want to eat your pancreas, when she said that to him, it meant like if somebody eats like that, she'll like live inside him, like their soul will pass on, they'll live through that person throughout the rest of your life. So like he was so she's in the hospital earlier on, like, because she's been sick, but then she's texting, she's like, "I'm gonna come home today," and then she's very excited about it. Like, he's like, let's do lunch.
Let's get lunch, yeah.
And like he's been opening up to her like over the course of the film, like he really truly cares about this girl.
Yeah, and you see the whole transition throughout
the movie, and it's not like it's like a huge, like, his personality is fully altered, but he finally opens up, and he's glad that he ends up meeting her. Yeah. So, and we know earlier on, the last text he sends to her is, "I want to eat your pancreas." So she's texting him, and then she's just like, no, there was a really funny joke where she's like, "Oh, are you feeling okay?" He's like, "Better than you." And then like,
"Unlike you, I'm perfectly healthy." And there's a lot of like jokes like that.
There's a lot of mean jokes like that. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be dying soon, so let's do this."
Yeah, like she's like so like okay with dying. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, like on the
she's actually scared.
She's scared.
She shows that she has like the best attitude about it, but she's actually like terrified.
Yeah, she tries to hide the fact she wants to live, and I think she sees like someone who's just like kind of like a down or depressed person. She wants to help see them live too, because like he looks at her and talks to her like, you know, he tells her straight up like what's going on with it. He is like no bullshit with it. That's why she really wants to spend time with this guy.
He gave her truth in a normal life.
That's
unlike
it.
Unlike her family, that, you know, they know she's dying.
Yeah, like everyone's like really fragile with her and like that. I mean, it's like it's a really deep thing.
It's
too.
very deep film. That's what I liked about it too.
Yeah. So anyways, the gut wrenching part.
Yes.
So she sends the text, and he goes to their favorite cafe. And she's like, "Aren't you gonna say, you gotta say something nice for me to make it up?" And he's like trying to say like you mean so much to me, blah, blah, blah. You're very wonderful. I want to be like you. And then he's ready to send that text. And then he decides, let me just backspace this text. And then he puts in the words, "I want to eat your pancreas." I'm like, no, don't send that fucking text. Yeah. We're not ready for it yet. I'm like, "Oh, please, we're not ready for this yet. You have to at least live a little bit longer." And we're like, "But no, she's getting out of the hospital. This doesn't make sense." And then she never shows up for the dinner. I'm like, "Oh, fuck, no." And then everyone in the theater, you can hear an audible, "Oh, no."
Like gasps.
Because like nobody was ready for this yet. So then he goes home, and because she never showed up. Yeah. So he's sitting in there. He goes home, his mom's watching TV, and then on TV, like, there's a news report.
Yeah, like the news or whatever.
About this girl, a 17-year-old girl at his school, lists her name, has been brutally stabbed to death. Sakura has been stabbed to death. And you just see his whole world come crashing down, and there is not a
devastation.
And then the tears are coming out of, he, like, is shaken, visibly, like, completely shaken. He tries to go up the stairs, he's trying not to tell anybody, and he is, like, crying, like, profusely. Now, this is a character who's really held their emotions in. He is crying profusely, and so was I. I was, like, I had to cover my face, because, like, this is, like, the first movie, like, in the theater since, like, Toy Story 3 that I actually, like, shed tears for. But Toy Story 3 was a different thing. Like, I wasn't, like, this movie, where it was just, like, the last third act. I was, like, I couldn't handle it. I physically was done for. Like, I was just like, tears coming out my eyes, and I was like,
kind of emotion, you know.
I was
grew up with the toys, you know,
and it was so devastating, and like, I couldn't handle it. Like, I was like, the last third, I don't know how much long that third act, or like when we get this revelation, but for like from then till
15 minutes
or so, it was like, I couldn't stop. Like, I was like just getting choked up. Like, I couldn't even like speak, because there's just like I said, someone who never really cries, and it got to me. Like, so like the saddest I've ever been through an anime movie or whatever. But good God, I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, and, you know, Sakura, the girl with the pancreas problem that got stabbed to death, her plan was to give him the book that she was writing at the end of it. And the moment that really got me was she kind of wrote like a note to him, and was like, I wish I could be just like you. She wrote that too, and I'm just like,
oh, fuck.
And then my glasses started getting foggy. I was starting to sweat a little bit. You know, I too much. You know, icy. Was crying a little bit. You know, it was
hard. It was rough, that last third act. And then, like, he doesn't go to her funeral, and then, like, you come, like, because she had never told anybody else about this.
Yeah, he was the only person.
And then, like, her best friend, who was been jealous of him, like, he hands her the book, and then she finds out the truth about this. Like, you should have told me. You should have told me about this. I could have spent more time with her.
Which they met at Cafe Spring, which was the same cafe that they loved.
Yeah, so. And then, like, she was devastated. She was never going to forgive him. Then he runs outside and tells her, blah, 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 forgive me, blah, blah, blah. And then the movie just kind of ends abruptly. It was like, maybe we can be friends. And the credits pop. I'm like, what? No, you can't end the movie like that.
Yeah.
And then thankfully they had a post-credit sequence where it's been like a year later, and the two of them are just, you know, like going like by her grave, and, you know,
they're friends.
They're friends, and essentially.
You can tell he's like very outgoing now. You know, he like actually talks.
Yeah, he talks. He shows emotion.
Like, with emotion, yeah.
Yeah, he's no longer this closed-off person. And I'm just sitting there like, it's a good ending, but by God, I can't handle these emotions. I wanted a happy ending. It was so sad. Like, I couldn't handle it. Like, I was just like, God, dude, couldn't they just had like something?
You know, like
one date, one legitimate date.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm getting emotional and choked up.
It was tough, man. It was
tough. Movies don't really gut punch me like this one does, but
just because we've seen a lot of them, you know, like we're used to the cliches, but it's like
this one, there's something about it.
It was well done. It was well done for sure.
Very well done. I've seen a lot of like sad movies, but this is one that really, really got to me. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the anime setting that it just works.
Yeah, like that's what anime does. You know, it puts you in that sort of mood. Like, it's just the whole setting and whole like. It was a beautiful movie too. Like the animation and like the cinematography. It was so good. So I love the animation style of this movie, and you know, it just makes you feel all warm, and then it's just like punch right in the fucking gut. Cry, bitch, you little fucking pussy. And that's what happened. And that
was us.
That was us, man.
We're done. We're done for. So, but anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you guys didn't watch it. I mean, regardless if you watch it or not, that's fine by me. Like the spoiler section, because the spoiler section of this thing was just us just talking about how we cried like little babies.
Like little babies, dude. I've gone soft.
Yeah, I've gone soft. Like I said, I never cry at movies, and you can ask anybody who knows me. Like, Sean does not cry. You never see Sean cry, and this one got to me. It made me even question myself. Like, maybe I should try and open up more to different people and stuff.
See, that's when you know a movie succeeds. You know, when it relays a message like that to the audience, it's like that's when you know it did its job. You know, and it
absolutely,
and that's why it's so good. Like, it was such a heartwarming like message. Like, hey, like life is too short. Like,
you should live more and like
live it up, open up, make friends. You know, and stop being such a fucking Debbie Downer. Like, that one dude.
It's gonna be one of those things. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. You got anything to pump out, Steve? Or
no, just keep dreaming.
Keep dreaming.
And
go watch I Want to Eat Your Pancreas.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good movie. You know, I'm not sure if they'll have more showings for it, but
wait for it to come out, I guess, on DVD and stuff.
I'm sure it'll be sooner than later.
All right, well, I think the time's running out, so talk to y'all later. I'm gonna get some food.
Yeah, deuces.
I'm gonna cry some more. Yeah. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.